It's hard to imagine Kawhi Leonard being a legitimate rival of anyone, given his personality. He is as calm and composed as a Zen master. No trash talk, no flashy antics. He goes about his business like a silent assassin. Yep, you guessed it. He's like a younger version of his former San Antonio Spurs teammate, the legendary Tim Duncan. Heck, even Duncan himself starts to look like Kevin Garnett or Russell Westbrook when it comes to Kawhi. But don't be fooled, my friends, as that does not mean he doesn't have LeBron's attention. This rivalry started to brew 10 years ago when LeBron's Miami Heat clashed with Kawhi's San Antonio Spurs in not one, but 2 consecutive NBA Finals. Now, back then, Leonard was just a fresh-faced 22-year-old kid, barely known outside Texas. Now, hold up. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, we need to establish one thing. LeBron James and Kawhi Leonard don't call it a rivalry. Nope, not at all. King James, he ain't about that word. But let me tell you, when these two go head to head, it's an all-out war on the court. You see, shutting down LeBron James is no easy task. I don't care how good of a defender you are, it's not that easy. But then there's Kawhi Leonard, and that changes the game entirely. Just the sight of Leonard stepping onto that court sends shivers down LeBron's spine. He knows from that moment on, every move he makes will be shadowed by Leonard's freakish wingspan and unparalleled defensive prowess. Now, as we dive into LeBron and Kawhi, you know the drill, fam. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and slam that notification bell so you never miss out on our mind-blowing NBA content. And now, let's get this show on the road. These two giants of the game are cut from a different cloth. LeBron knows that when Kawhi steps onto that court, life just got a whole lot tougher for him. It's enough to drop a curse word or two, which he literally has done before. And that moment happened in the 2013 NBA Finals. The Miami Heat were battling it out with the San Antonio Spurs. And of course, King James leading the charge. Now, in the end, the Heat triumphed and secured the championship, with LeBron snagging that coveted Finals MVP trophy. But Kawhi's defense had LeBron scratching his head, even in his prime. The sheer frustration on LeBron's face when Leonard checked back onto the court in Game 5 of that series is legendary. Fast forward to the following year, and guess what? The Spurs, led by the young and unstoppable Kawhi, came back with a vengeance. A 5-game destruction, baby. Miami's dreams of a three-peat were crushed, and Kawhi snagged the Finals MVP at just 22 years old. He was a beast, with 17.8 points per game on 61.2% shooting. This is where the rivalry took flight. Kawhi might not have been at LeBron's level yet, but his rise was undeniable. You see, over the next couple of years, whenever someone brought up Kawhi in interviews, LeBron's vibe changed. He didn't want to give him too much credit, always pointing back to the Spurs as a whole. But we know better, don't we? This was a birth of a true rivalry. LeBron James, the seasoned king, and Kawhi Leonard, the young and hungry challenger. You gotta respect the game, and these two brought it to a whole new level. LeBron and Kawhi only squared off twice a year back in the day, as LeBron held it down in the East, while Kawhi held it down in the land of the Spurs. But whenever these two met on the hardwood, you could feel the tension. Then came that unforgettable summer of 2018, when the basketball world went absolutely bonkers. Kawhi had enough of the Spurs drama and set his sights on a new squad. And guess who was out on his trail? The Los Angeles Lakers, fresh off snatching up LeBron. But the basketball gods had other plans. The Spurs wanted no part in sending Kawhi to the Lakers, so Kawhi ended up in Toronto. And guess what? He went on to bring them a championship. Not just one, but 2. That Finals MVP, Kawhi Leonard owned it. Then, Kawhi hit free agency, and you could almost taste the possibility of him joining forces with LeBron and the Lakers. But he snubbed the king and opted to sign with the Los Angeles Clippers, teaming up with Paul George. Instantly, LA was on fire. The Lakers and the Clippers were destined for an epic playoff collision, and we got a little taste of that rivalry during the 2019-20 regular season. Kawhi took 2 out of 3 matchups against LeBron. You know, LeBron and Kawhi may show respect on the surface, but deep down, there's some real tension between them. And LeBron's not hiding it. He's not Kawhi's #1 fan. And Kawhi? Sure, he may be quiet and reserved, but don't mistake that for weakness. Back then, ESPN's Stephen A. Smith dropped a bombshell after one of the meetings. He claimed that Leonard told someone to tell LeBron to, and I quote, "Stop being so afraid to guard me." Now, we can't confirm that for sure, but sleeping on Kawhi's competitive fire would be a massive mistake. So, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if this was true. When these two megastars face off, it's not just basketball. It's a showdown that redefines the word intensity. We're talking about 2 players who bring their A-game to the court and elevate the level of competition to new heights. Sure, it may not have the heated pettiness that the Warriors versus the Cavaliers had back then, But hey, that's not what LeBron James and Kawhi Leonard are about. They don't need petty drama to create fireworks. No, sir. Give them the ball and watch them work their magic. Now, the rivalry between these two legends has been no secret, but a report by Skip Bayless took it to a whole new level. Skip, always stirring up the pot, believes that Kawhi Leonard doesn't just see LeBron as a rival. He straight up doesn't like him. Bayless said, "I'm pretty sure that Kawhi is not a huge fan of LeBron. I'm pretty sure that even as a high school junior, he wasn't a fan. It's been written about repeatedly. Kawhi Leonard was a huge Jordan fan. I believe that Kawhi was already in the mode of, I don't want to go up there and have to kiss his you-know-what." Now, it's no secret that Kawhi Leonard has always idolized Michael Jordan. He grew up watching his airness dominate the game. So it's understandable that his allegiance lies with MJ. But does that mean he has some kind of personal vendetta against LeBron? Some even speculate that this mentality played a significant role in Leonard's shocking decision to sign with the Clippers, despite the Lakers being hot on his trail. Perhaps he didn't want to be in LeBron's shadow or have to play second fiddle to the king. Who knows? Head-to-head. Now, when we look at the head-to-head stats between these two legends, it's hard not to get intrigued. Throughout their careers, they have faced off against each other a total of 29 times, 17 in the regular season and 12 in the playoffs. And guess what? Kawhi Leonard holds the edge in terms of victories, with an impressive tally of 19 wins. Breaking it down further, LeBron managed to secure 5 regular season wins and 5 playoff wins against Kawhi, whereas Leonard emerged victorious 12 times in the regular season and 7 times in the playoffs. So, it's safe to say that Kawhi has the upper hand when it comes to head-to-head victories. But LeBron James isn't one to be overshadowed by numbers alone. When we examine the statistics in their matchups, King James holds the statistical advantage. In these games, LeBron has averaged a whopping 25.8 points, 8.2 rebounds, and 6.7 assists, showcasing his versatility and dominance on the court. In comparison, Kawhi Leonard has posted solid numbers of 20.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 2.6 assists. So while Leonard boasts more head-to-head wins, LeBron James outshines him in terms of statistical performance. It's a battle of different strengths, and when the Clippers and the Lakers face off, we know we're in for a treat. When it's Kawhi versus LeBron, no quarter is given, and no mercy is shown. Each matchup between these two have been intense, thrilling, and filled with jaw-dropping moments. What makes this rivalry even more exciting is the fact that both Leonard and James are set to stay in Los Angeles for the foreseeable future. We all know how Kawhi likes to keep things low-key and avoid the media circus. Well, that's always been his style, and it's helped him steer clear of a lot of criticism. I mean, the guy's got some serious skills, and there's no denying he's one of the top small forwards in the league today. But wait till you hear what Kendrick Perkins had to say about him. In an interview, the 36-year-old Perkins didn't hold back at all. He unleashed a verbal assault on Kawhi Leonard, calling him out for hiding behind his quiet demeanor. Kendrick's words were straight up savage. He said, "Kawhi Leonard is a guy that throws stones and hides his hand. We've been letting him off the hook for too long, and he's the guy that flies under the radar and has been doing sneaky stuff. Just because he's quiet, we don't address it." Now that's some serious heat coming from a former NBA champion. Perkins clearly believes that Kawhi has been getting away with stuff just because he keeps to himself and doesn't attract the same level of attention as other superstars like LeBron James. Kendrick Perkins is taking the gloves off and is calling out Kawhi Leonard for what he perceives as sneaky behavior. But maybe that is how Kawhi is just like Jokic has been, minding his own business and doing the work as required. So, what do you think about all this? Do you agree with Kendrick Perkins' harsh criticism of Kawhi? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get the conversation going. As always, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for tuning in, and until the next one, stay awesome and take care. Ciao.